Yeah, the three pieces of meat hanging here. So the deal with these is that if you can jump up and slap all three pieces of meat at once without missing any, then you get free drinks for the next hour. But if you miss even one of these three slabs of meat up here, you have to buy everybody else's drinks for the hour. That's the deal. So what do you say? You want to try? No? You think the stakes are too high? All right. Well, toddle off then. I've got a show. Hey everybody! Welcome to my bar. And thank you for being patient while I told yet another terrible joke in a weird way. It's apparently my thing. So, welcome. My name is Ansel Birch, the Indecisionist, and I will be your dungeon barkeep today. If you're new here, first off, welcome. I hope you have a great time. If you're coming back, welcome back. Thank you so much. You know I appreciate you. What we're doing here today is we are going to make a brand new cocktail, something that has never been tried before, probably, and at least a name that has never been used before, because I have, as you may notice, no call list behind me, no menu. I'm not an expert mixologist. I barely know what I'm doing, even with the roll of the dice. So, I'm going to use a set of standard gaming dice to choose all of the ingredients that go into this cocktail, including the methodology that I use and the name of that cocktail, which will be chosen from a list suggested by people online just like you. And to add to that today, I'm going to try and actually tell a little story to go around where that cocktail comes from and who might be drinking it. So that's going to be my little extra challenge to myself today. And if you guys like it, maybe I'll make that a regular part of the thing to just sort of up the nerdiness and the RPG nature of the whole concept. But the most important thing, and the reason so many of you are here, is to see what weird stuff I'm willing to put into a cocktail shaker at the same time and then drink. And I tell you what, I'll tell you how it is at the end. Deal? Deal. So, first thing we got to do is roll a d4. That's going to be our first roll of the night, and it's going to choose some essentials for us. As you can see, I've got a little dice tray here, and a 4 is our first roll, which is going to be juice. I've got a few options for juice. I have these truly colossal lemons, which the magic portal doesn't like. You can see right through them. That's helpful. I've got some limes, which I have a feeling the same thing is going to happen, and an orange. I've also got some cherry juice. I've got some options. So we'll see what makes the most sense with everything else we get. The next thing we got to do is a D6 for a garnish. So here we go, D6. That's a 2, which on the garnish chart is a lemon twist. Okay, so we're doing a twist of lemon, so let's keep on theme and use some lemon juice. That's going to be our main mixer. Secondary mixers are next with a D8. There we go. That's a 5, which on that chart is ginger beer. All right, ginger beer, good combination, lemon and ginger beer. All right, this is shaping into something that a person might drink on purpose, which I know is a thing that I keep saying right before everything goes wrong, and that might be why I keep saying it. So, the final thing to choose ingredients-wise is a liquor. I'm going to roll a D10. Now, that D10 has obviously 10 different options on it, but if I roll a 10 on it, it will explode and I'll have to roll again. But I got a 9, which is vodka. So we're basically making a mule here. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. So we're making basically a Moscow mule, but instead of lime, we're using lemon. This should be delicious. And I think to keep in theme with it, we'll make it in a copper cup here. So let's check in with the chat a little bit while I roll a d12 for bar terms. That's a 5. I'll cut to that so you can see it. There we go. Bar terms. 5 is dry, which usually just means we're not going to use as much sweetening agents, and we're already off to the races there. So this should be pretty good. Dry usually just means less sweet or more, I guess, alcohol forward. dry is sort of a weird concept, but generally it's just absence of appreciable sweetness is what we're going for here. Let's see. We got some greetings from Julia and Patty. Julia, all of the recipes are on the website, and there are frequently notes as to whether or not they're bad, so that's helpful. Patty says juice means it'll be healthy no matter what else happens. I like your optimism, Patty. That's very helpful. Yeah, Agent of Enigmas says he likes the ingredients thus far. I think we're off to a really good start. Mule. Oh, okay. Yes. Julia says she likes a good mule. Justin says try humor. Well, hopefully we'll get both in here today. So let's go ahead. We've talked about dry. The last thing to do is to pick a name. As I mentioned, I've got suggestions, hundreds of suggestions from folks online, just like you, sometimes you. And I've put them into a big list, and I get a random set of 20 of them every week. And I will decide with a roll of this d20 which of those gets to be our name for this week. So I got a 10, which on this week's chart is the Fortitude Save. All right, so a vodka-based drink with lemon juice, lemon, and ginger beer, basically a lemon mule, is going to be the Fortitude Save. I like it. That's a good one. And I feel like a cocktail called the Fortitude Save. I'm going to go ahead and build this while we talk. I feel like a cocktail called the Fortitude Save sort of lends itself really well to, to something with vodka and ginger beer in it, just because the ginger beer is going to be like aggressive and forward and present, whereas I don't know, I feel like vodka, because it's so flavorless, it just sort of hides most of the time, and you're unlikely to notice it. It could go completely undetected and really just knock you on your butt. That's a lot of times what happens with those vodka cocktails, especially the sweet ones. Obviously, this isn't going to be so sweet, but yeah, so I think Fortitude check makes sense for that. The question is, what kind of adventure location or story hook would go into something like this? And I really like the idea of different cultures in a gaming world having their own preference for alcohols. So like, generally speaking, you think of, I'm gonna have to go deeper on this. Yeah, you heard me. Generally you think of like halflings having stouts or beers or whiskeys. They seem to be brown alcohol people. You think of elves having lots of wines in their situation. Dwarves are, again, a lot of brown beers. But I don't think there are a lot of fantasy cultures, like standard fantasy cultures, that get associated with things like vodka very often. Which is a pity, because vodka is a really cool ingredient. It's got a lot of history in our real world, and I think that is something that that I'm excited to sort of think about in this context. It's a very fitting Fortitude Save, Agent of Enigmas. All right, so I've made a little spirally lemon twist guy here. Why did I do that? I don't know. It seemed fun at the time. So we're going to go ahead and juice this lemon. This truly enormous lemon, by the way. This is what I get for ordering my lemons online so that somebody else picks them out. I'm always surprised by what I get. So I'm going to go ahead and juice the lemon into this cocktail shaker bottom, just so that I can measure it out. So. I'm measuring it mostly for your benefit. If it were up to me, I'd probably just squeeze half the lemon and go for it. But I like being able to tell you how much of everything I put into these cocktails. so that if you want to play along at home, you can. All right, so that did not produce as much juice as I had anticipated, so that's, I don't know, maybe to our benefit in the long run. Set that off to the side. All right, so oh, I may have spoken too soon. That was half a lemon, produced a full ounce of lemon juice. So we're going to go ahead and put that full ounce of lemon juice in there. And I'm actually going to cut a lemon round as well, just to double down on the garnish. So we'll go ahead and pop that on the side, because I like to be a little extra. There we go. All right, and we'll just jam that guy in there. Excellent. Okay. So we've got ice in the shaker. We've got lemon juice in the shaker. We've got our garnish taken care of. Now to measure out some vodka. Considering the size of this drink and the fact that I am pretty confident that I'm going to like it, I'm going to go ahead and do 3 ounces of vodka. Potatoes. Oh, that's a great point, Justin. What's a good fantasy race that would like potatoes? Actually, that's fascinating. I wonder if we couldn't imagine a game setting in which I'm going to give it a little extra ice just because it looks a little anemic. Sorry, a few d6 of cold damage. I'm picturing a fantasy society in which the people live underground, and because they live underground, they have this relationship with root vegetables or tubers. And it's sort of like the way that, if you think of a society that's primarily based around grape agriculture or hillsides or mountains, they're going to be a lot more likely to have lots of grapes, especially if they're in like a warmer climate. Whereas this could be more of a like mid-temperate to colder climate area, and a place that's maybe not so maybe it's got a lot of wind, and so it's not hospitable to taller plants and plants that require a more friendly environment. So tubers, roots, potatoes, turnips, radishes, that sort of thing really get a foothold in the culture of these people and become an essential staple food. And as we know in the real world, if there's something that's important to your culture and it can be fermented, chances are good that it's gonna be eventually. And yeah, I like the idea of a society that has sort of brought that in. Maybe oh man, like a gnomish society. Maybe they too are smaller, like a rock gnome. And so because they're these like small creatures that live close to the ground, they also appreciate tubers. And so they have distilled the vodka for generations in their little town. I like this. Frost hobbits. That's a good way to think about it. Dwarves, yeah. Halflings might be the... That's true. Halflings are the alcoholics of the fantasy world. That's just sort of a running trend. Yeah, I like the idea of halflings, but I think that I like even more the sort of like more eccentric energy that you get from gnomes. So yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna go with. I think this drink comes from a setting that is gnome forward. These gnomes have been distilling vodka for generation upon generation, and their trade routes bring them citrus fruit, like lemons that can last along a sea voyage, and make it all the way to them, even though they're way distant inland and hard to get to. So yeah, I think that's got to be where this cocktail comes from. And so now the only question, and I have a feeling I know the answer, is going to be, what does it taste like? So let's give it a shot here. Yeah, that's fabulous. This should come as no surprise to anyone. This is really good. It's obviously the ginger beer, like I said, right up front. The lemon is working off of the ginger beer nicely. It's a little less bitter than a lemon would be, or than a lime would be, and it's more sour, obviously, because, it's a lemon, not a lime, and that's just sort of how it is. Gnome forward, young man. Berry grape hobbits. Oh, I like the idea of grape hobbits. Yes. Oh, man. We've got a whole world being developed in the chat. I'm super excited about it. Yeah, I think the lemon is actually really nice. I think I might actually prefer this to the vodka mules made with lime. The lemon really gives you something to, I don't know, the sourness of the lemon counteracts some of the sweetness of the ginger beer. And for reference, it was 3 ounces of lemon, 1 ounce, or 3 ounces of vodka, 1 ounce lemon, and I'm gonna guess probably 7 ounces of ginger beer. It's a little over half of the can of ginger beer. Serve over ice. Garnish as you please. Make some weird dooley on a cocktail sword, whatever. Take it off so it looks better against your magical portal. There you go. Look at that. That's going to be the thumbnail. Ha-ha! Probably. I don't know. YouTube is weird about picking thumbnails. So, all that being said, friends, thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you had a great time. I know I certainly did. We got one that's actually pretty delicious. If you're not already subscribed, you could do that. That would be dope. If you would go through and like and comment and subscribe, all of the things that YouTubers tell you to do. But more important than any of that, please enjoy the rest of your day. And if you are looking to have some more fun, there are more things that you can do. Check out my website at indecisionist.com for a full list of all the stuff I've got coming up. Podcast releases, live streams, gaming events, and the one that I want to tell you about the most is coming up this weekend, which is the Game Runners Expo for TTRPG Pickup Con. This is an opportunity to see how some of our game runners like to play as we actually play a world-building game. It's super, super fun. It's going to be 7 o'clock p.m. on my Twitch channel, The Dungeon Barkeep, on Saturday. The following weekend is a free gaming convention that I run all by myself. It doesn't cost you anything. It's not monetized in any way, and I'm not tracking you or trying to sell you anything else. So if you want a good, safe, fun way to try out a bunch of new systems, meet a bunch of new gamers, and have a really great time, I cannot recommend enough that you head over to indecisionist.com and click on the TTRPG Pickup Con link. It'll take you to the schedule, more information about how the event works, and you can register right there. Again, you don't have to get a badge. There's no cost. There's no further registration beyond that. You just sign up for the games you want to play, and it's that easy. So, all that being said, friends, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for coming. I'm glad you were amused, Justin. And Julia says she loves the gaming con, so I'm glad to hear that. And I know several of you are going to be there because you've already registered. So thanks for that. I've done a Lord of the Rings ending already, so let's just call it there. Drink adventurously, friends.